All right, and we are back with ESQ-Astro Sauce. I am ESQ-Astro, your host, and we are getting into today's collective spread. So it is the day after the eclipse, August 13th, 2026, and hopefully everybody had a good day yesterday. I thought mine went pretty well, and definitely looking for the surprises or the things that reverberate from this eclipse in the next 6 days to 6 weeks to maybe even 6 months to even 6 years when it comes to the changes that this eclipse is bringing about. Okay, again, this is the last Pisces eclipse coming up next, the full moon eclipse, which is really going to be a tough one for some people. Again, this is a full moon eclipse, so again, some heavy things can definitely be exposed, come to an end, as well as have some new beginnings. There can be some very highly spiritual events around this next eclipse in the next 2 weeks. So just keep that in mind leading up to it. You may have experiences uh, that will testify to that. So we do all shuffles live on camera here with ESQ-Astro. We do the classic pyramid build up, which is Egyptian tarot, using Egyptian tarot cards and the gods of Egypt to clarify the reading. Calling the Most High, my spirit guides, and the ancestors to guide the reading. First card coming out is the Strength card in the upright. Okay. The Hierophant in the upright. The High Priestess in reverse. The Moon reversed. Temperance reversed. The Empress reverse. Death reverse. The Emperor reverse. The Tower upright. And then to top off the reading, we have the Magician and the upright. So definitely some alchemy going on at the bottom of the deck. The Star reversed. Yeah. So yeah, this is what you can't see coming with the bottom of the deck. I definitely say is again, the turnaround is an event, isn't an event. It's a process, and I just believe this is another process of the turnaround. Stepping back into your strength, getting back in that hierarchy zone or in the place of the teacher, the student. Because if you truly understand teaching, then you understand that you're a student at the same time as you learn different things about yourself, as you develop your style of teaching, as well as what you'll learn from feedback as far as how people receive you, which I think is even more important, when it comes to gauging how well you're doing or how to improve. So definitely, with the High Priestess coming out after the Hierophant in reverse, yeah, there may be, I wouldn't say a disagreement, or there just may be two different perspectives in this particular matter. Okay. There even may be information that the High Priestess has based upon the moon coming in reverse, that they'll shed light on or bring to light. Okay. Now, with Temperance in reverse, again, things are again showing out of balance. Temperance been coming out reverse for a few readings now, and it's just because of things. To get back in balance, you have to realize when things are out of balance, and I believe that's what Temperance is saying. The Empress in reverse, again, that golden opportunity is still on hold, and again, this is what Temperance knows, and that's what they're looking in the same direction. But again, there is a rebirth that is going on as well when we come to the Death card in reverse to end out that role and to clarify that moon energy. Okay, so that moon energy again is regenerative anyway. So the main thing is, again, it can be reflective, but it can also be revealing. Also can talk about deep emotion. The moon with death. Again, we are at the height of the season and on the downward motion of the ecliptic. So again, we have to be prepared for figurative as well as literal deaths that can happen in our life. The Emperor in reverse, to clarify Temperance, and the Empress in reverse, definitely say some decisions are on hold. They may need to be made soon. But the main thing is that you have, I would say, a bit of time on your side, as again, we have a Tower coming upright, which I believe is going to put you in a magical position based upon, again, your star power. But this is what you can't see. This is what's turning around. This may even lead to more exposure, especially if you're getting into the position to where you are actually working your magic and getting back out there, which, again, the Emperor can talk about that, but the Emperor can also talk about things in business, especially with this golden opportunity. It could be things in business or things that you were looking at in a particular way, but are actually going to be a lot different the way it plays out for you. So just know that if you've been waiting to hear on business deals, or again, scoping the market and just doing your research, something's going to come about that's going to help you elevate or activate some things a little bit sooner than I would say you saw. Okay. And again, it's based on your magic. So, like I always say, don't stop doing what you're doing. Just know that other people are going to play a part too. And, again, that doesn't mean stop doing what you're doing and wait on them. But again, don't be surprised. How timing will align things for you, especially with this eclipse. Happening in Leo. It's the home of generosity. So we definitely have to be in a place of knowing that we're in a very generous season, and going into Virgo is more of a refined season, so it's not as generous. But the main thing is that we all look into things on our end, so that we make sure we've done our homework and are well aware, or again, align with people who are aware. Because sometimes that can be a saving grace that can also keep you in a particular know when it comes to your next move being the best move. Okay, so clarifying with the gods of Egypt, first card out is the Darkness card in reverse. Yeah, so some things are coming to light. They may be of a darker nature. Again, may be aligned with death. This Tower moment could also, deal with this darkness. I say in reverse, it could be, the opposite of darkness, which would be light being shed, but it could be on some dark things. And that's where we have to, again, stay on our P's and Q's, be sharp, as well as not align ourselves with the wrong people. Because, again, you could have a great idea and align it with the wrong people, and it just won't go anywhere, or it may get the wrong reputation with that association. So we have to be very aware of that. Bottom of the deck, yeah, Death and Rebirth, the Osiris card upright. This card rarely comes out, and with it coming out in the upright right here next to the Death and the Moon card in reverse, yeah, I would definitely say some things are coming to an end. It may be a slow ending. It may not be something that just pops out and happens today or tomorrow. But it's definitely some type of ending, a new beginning, a rebirth, because all those cards are lining up here. Starting off with the Moon card in reverse, things being revealed. The Death card is clarifying that in reverse, which is definitely talking about a rebirth, or again, things being imbalanced. That's also one of the things that the Death card can talk about, just like the Temperance is saying on that other end. But then leading up to the Tower card, again, upright, something's being broke down or being made space for something new to come in. And that's where the magic is. And the Star in reverse is what you can't see, which I believe is you reversing that perspective of the golden opportunity that you think you may be missing out on, may be actually still available and waiting on you. So we always have to activate, realize there are particular windows open at particular times, for us to do particular things, and if we don't do them within that window, we miss that opportunity. So, as we say in the streets, think long, think wrong. So you got to be you got to be on your toes. You got to be able to think fast. You got to be able to peep game. You know what I mean? But the main thing is that bringing it back to the basics, there is a death and a rebirth occurring. Okay, and I think this rebirth is going to be a lot stronger than the death, just because I think the rebirth is going to come with some true freedom. That's what it's looking like. Some real freedom is coming. And it just may not be, financially. It could be, physical freedom, spiritual freedom, mental freedom. So freedom is one of those things that ain't free. So we always have to work towards our freedom, based upon how we're setting up things in our lives. If we're having too much stress or too much going on in one area, if we truly want peace, then we actually start to make the moves towards making things peaceful in that area. Some people thrive in chaos. That's why they can't change or can't establish peace, because they don't even really know what peace is. And this is where, again, we live in such a free for all society, where again you have people misleading people purposely, and then you have very few people who actually are following anybody's lead. They're just kind of Rambo with it. So but yeah, I think the reading's pretty simple. Lots of reversals. So again, I think it's part of the turnaround that's been coming, that's been going on for, I would say, the last 2 to 3 weeks. Being in that pre-eclipse shadow, and now we're after the eclipse. So this is the post shadow, where things are really gonna make that switch. And I would say in the next 6 days to 6 weeks, a lot of us are really gonna see some very permanent changes coming in. And I would say again, within 6 months to 6 years, we could see those changes being the evolution of ourselves, or even the situation that we may be in. It could just be an evolution of that. But again, in 6 years, things that are happening in my life, I could see in 6 years how, this eclipse definitely affected that. And then, right now I'm in a course, and this graduation day is on the day of the next eclipse. So it's just like I say, you can't make these things up. And the things that align with this course, again, in 6 years, I could be in a totally different place based upon the earning potential that I have acquiring this particular certification. So it's just my testimony based upon what I'm seeing here with the reading. But just a lot of good things going on right now, good energy. On that second eclipse on the 28th, I'm definitely giving y'all guys the warning, because that death sequence could definitely play out in an unseen manner. It's what you can't see coming, and you may be called upon to be the star when that happens. So just know, nobody's here to stay. And I believe when people pass over, I believe if they were for you in the physical, when it comes to ancestors, they're just transferring to a better position to help you, going back to the essence. You know what I mean? So when we tune into that energy, and when we give reverence to the ancestors, and we celebrate their birthdays, or make offerings, or make sure that we stay in ritual with just lighting up our altar and refreshing their water, and maybe sitting there and talking with them, or playing a favorite song while that altar is lit up. This is communication. This is how we communicate with spirit, through action. Again, spirit will know our heart, they will know our mind, but if we never do the things that we're putting on our heart or putting in our mind, then what are we really doing? Life is about motion, life is about activation, life is about doing. And a lot of people are doing, but are they doing to the best of their ability, or are they doing to the minimum of their ability? And again, responsibility is just you responding to your ability. So if you can do something and you're not doing it, it's like, what's the use of knowing you can do it? You know what I mean? So just being more proactive, I would say. you know, and aligning things in a particular manner so that you get particular results. And again, proper preparation prevents poor performance. And so we want to make sure that we prepare ourselves in the proper manner, you know, and again, seek guidance if you need it. You know, I think that's what, you know, the high priestess in reverse is saying, you know, um, seek guidance if you need it, because again, we don't have all the answers, you know, and again, we're not here together um, to not help each other. And I think that's one of the things that has gotten lost in the social order of things. People just really don't have any compassion based upon how people have played on people's compassions. And again, there's a lack of trust that, you know, makes people hold back from being compassionate. And again, unless it's an emergency situation or something that, you know, we can identify as really happening, you know, a lot of people will hold back or just pull out their phones and, you know, want to go ahead and just tape, you know, what's going on, as opposed to lending that helping hand to help, you know, this person out. You know, I just seen too many examples. And definitely, like I say, some heavy energy coming with this next eclipse. So you guys be aware of that. You know, we'll probably get through the weekend with some easy energy, but by next week, things definitely going to be turning up as we going into Virgo. Totally different energy, you know, than Leo. Things are going to start to slow down a bit. And again, we're going to be going into a couple retrogrades right at the top of Virgo season, right along with this second eclipse. So definitely going to be some powerful energies. And like I say, you guys stay guarded and protected. I think the reading's pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty much an even balance of upright and reversals. So I'm going to show you the overview with the short, and then you guys can kind of take a look and see what you see. Leave me a comment if you resonate with the video. That way I know what I'm doing is helping you. If you got pointers, tips, anything you see that I'm not talking about in the reading, go ahead and leave a comment. You know, go ahead and share the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Recommend subscriptions for your friends or whoever else you know may deal with the tarot community. And then go ahead and hype the video, which I think is the new thing that's going on for them to see, you know, how you get out into the algorithm a little bit better. So I'm just trying to get more views, not for viewer purpose, but for viewership, so that I can get more people to actually subscribe. That way I can start doing some live videos and then release some of this other content that I've been holding back for a minute, just because I don't see the numbers up. I don't see the desire for it. So I'm going to put it out there eventually anyway, because again, I'm using a lot of this as a video diary as well. So again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. But again, take what you can from the reading. If it doesn't fly, let it. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Okay. So I'm ESQ Astro checking out. Peace.